Autumn arrives this weekend, college football tomorrow. Tonight, we're at Tubby's Tank House in Thunderbolt, and you are tailgating with WTOC.
This is WTOC.
St. Patrick's Day Parade in downtown Savannah.
Thanks from the Children's Hospital.
Welcome to the Vidalia Onion Festival.
It was a great day for the heritage. Thanks for watching.
This is a WTOC original presentation. Hey, it's not time for photo ops. There's still a lot of football to play.
No, I was exhausted. It was a hard game.
The Dogs have the Mean Green coming to town. They'll be looking to get through North Texas and finish the drill against LSU next week.
We're still working hard on our tackling, taking good angles, pursuing the ball as a team.
The Eagles will be looking to get back on track with a week off, but plenty of work in front of them to rebound from a surprising loss at Wofford last week.
We can't hang our heads and give up. We got to get better each and every week and keep fighting and go hopefully 10-1.
Jamie's checking in with the tailgating scene in Athens.
Tastes like a barbecue sandwich.
There you go. Everything here tastes like a barbecue sandwich.
Is he getting some tips or giving them?
What's more exciting, having the book out or being on tailgating with WTOC?
My tailgating with WTOC is the most important thing I've ever done, and that includes raising children, so I'd say hands down, TOC tailgate, y'all. See you Friday nights at 7:30.
Your tailgate with WTOC.
Good evening and welcome to Tailgating with WTOC. I'm Tim Guider along with Cyria Sandlin. We are live in Thunderbolt at Tubby's Tank House getting ready for week 4 of the college football season. Going to throw a little high school football in this
That's
week.
right.
How about getting a little plug from Jamie Dean there?
Absolutely. I love that. The most important thing he said he's ever done. And that includes being a father. Very kind words of Jamie. I appreciate that.
I think Jamie was having a little fun with somebody there. But welcome to another week of tailgating and a kind of not the biggest week of college football. It seems as maybe some of the big games last week. Of course, that Alabama-Texas A&M game was one for the ages right off. Georgia playing a non-conference opponent. A couple of our other teams taking the week off. So we'll take a little bit look at maybe high school football, the biggest high school game that I can remember at least in 20 years here in Savannah tonight.
Yeah, that's right. 7,000 people expected to watch a BC play Vidalia. It's going to be huge.
Unbelievable. That's over at Savannah State. We'll talk about that game a little bit more. Also talk about the Tigers, who have a big one tomorrow, too. But let's take a quick look back to next week. Disappointment for Georgia Southern. They were talking about trying to go undefeated this year. That was their goal. We've talked all year about how they don't have a conference championship to play for, can't be in the playoffs. So undefeated was really their goal. That's not going to happen now.
Yeah, it's really kind of bittersweet. They can't play in the playoffs this year, and of course the biggest goal would be going undefeated, and now that goal isn't going to happen.
Well, they went up to Wofford last week, suffered a loss, a bit of a surprise because they did play Wofford well last year, but now they've got to regroup. They take this week off before they return to the field next week against Chattanooga. But the question for this bye week for Georgia Southern is what happens now?
Failing to reach the only goal they had Saturday hasn't changed any of the goals Georgia Southern has set for this season.
One loss doesn't do that to us, and it'd be unfair for me to let our team, who chooses the goals, pick goals where that was the case.
Losing to Wofford means the Eagles will not go undefeated in their final trip through the Southern Conference, but they will use the 2 weeks before they play again to make sure Saturday's game doesn't mean anything more.
We can't hang our heads and give up. We got to get better each and every week and keep fighting and go hopefully 10-1.
There's nothing up there on our board that we have a goal to do this year that we're out of them now.
You don't want to lose 2 games in a row and then start snowballing. Championship teams don't lose back-to-back games, and we feel like we can't do that.
Last year, Southern also lost its SoCon opener, but then won 6 straight games and eventually went all the way to the national semifinals. There are no playoffs to measure success this year, so the Eagles will continue to do so by the only means they have.
Coach Munkin always says if we had the best record in SoCon, we win it.
We're still fine. We still accomplish a lot of the goals that are up there.
Win every game from here on out. That's all we can do. We still have a chance to go 10-1, and that's what we're looking to do.
A Well, a bit of a concern for the Eagles last week because they really got pushed around up front. Wofford opened big holes in the defensive line, ran for a lot of yards too. Jeff Monken also not thrilled about all of the effort. He said some of the players played very hard, not all of them though. That's going to get corrected this week during the bye week before they play Chattanooga next week. One of the reasons we're here at Tubbys this week is they are introducing a brand new addition to their menu, and for that we go to Syria, who has got a prime seat over at the bar. Syria.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. I am joined right now by Shonda Clark. She is the general manager of Tubbys here on Thunderbolt. Shonda, this is a very exciting day for you guys. Tell us a little bit about what's going on tonight.
We're really excited to be rolling out our new draft beer system. We have 20 new craft beers on tap, so there's a whole lot to choose from and a whole lot, you don't have to go downtown anymore to get good draft beer.
Yeah, and it's got some of these right here in front of us. You do have 20 new selections, but talk about why this really is kind of a family restaurant. Even though you have such a great beer selection, it's more than that.
Sure. We've added to the family restaurant with this beer selection, but the kids are always out here. We've got people out here tonight enjoying themselves with their dogs, and tomorrow, we'll be open for brunch, and it really is a family restaurant.
And a great place to bring the family out and watch the games. People bring their pets out.
Pets all the time. We have, doggy bones for small, medium, and large, so it's really a fun time out here at Tubbys.
All right, thanks a lot, Shonda. And coming up next on Tailgating with WTOC, we're going to check in with Jamie Dean and see what's going on in Athens.
Tailgating with WTOC is sponsored by Urgent Care 24/7. Life is 24/7, and so are we. Ken Nugent, one call, that's all. And by your local Ford dealer. Go further. Shop FordNow.com.
Everyone has spent time waiting in the ER. The average wait time is over 4 hours. And the cost? That's another story. Now Urgent Care 24/7 has 5 locations in our area. The wait is over. Life is 24/7, and so are we.
I was hurt in a car wreck, and the insurance company wanted me to take what they call a smaller walk-away settlement. But I knew better. I called Ken Nugent.
Insurance companies try to cheat injured people out of the money they deserve over 90% of the time. That's why you need to call me, because they know I can't be pushed around.
Ken got me over $260,000.
Now, I can't guarantee you $260,000, but if you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. One call, that's all.
Call 1-800-CALL-KEN.
Start walking down that dog walk, and then you're going to see family, friends, wall to wall, red and black. They're screaming, barking, and you'll walk right into Sanford Stadium and get there between the hedges. It's pretty awesome.
Tradition is as important on a Georgia Saturday as it is with our trucks. Score up to $87.50 or 0 for 60 plus $17.50 trade assist cash on F-150.
Georgia Saturdays built Ford tough.
Welcome to LKQ Pick Your Part. Why do I shop at Pick Your Part? The value, the selection, and the guarantee. And it's hassle-free. Every part has a 30-day guarantee. LKQ Pick Your Part updates their inventory on a daily basis, so there's always new parts. And they're open 7 days a week. Cars, trucks, foreign and domestic. Parts from all makes and models. LKQ Pick Your Part. There's a good reason for you to visit today.
Does paying $1,500 a year for access to your concierge doctor make you feel like a VIP? Well, at Urgent Care 24/7, all of our patients are VIPs, and you get to keep your $1,500. Life is 24/7.
Welcome back to Tailgating Live from Tubbys in Thunderbolt. Hunter Price and Mike Sullivan playing for us on Tailgating this week. They sound pretty good.
Yeah, they sound awesome. It's a beautiful night out here. Fall starts this weekend. It's not too cool. Humidity's gone. Great.
You'd almost start to say it feels like football weather. The last couple mornings, it almost has felt like football weather.
It's been
Hard
great.
to believe this season's already a month in. I mean, it seems like it should just be beginning, but all the teams that we follow have really kind of started to show a little bit about what the kind of teams they're going to be this year.
We're really gearing into the height of the season.
That's right, absolutely. And there's one guy who is already in mid-season form up in Athens last week.
Yeah, Jamie Dean has been a very busy man this fall. He just, debuted his brand new book all on his own. Was it yesterday? And
down at Lady and Sons. He's on a book tour. He's got a lot going on.
And we're going to check in with Jamie Dean right now to see the tailgating scene up in Athens.
We're here today we got Nick and we got Teresa, and we're going to see what makes their tailgate the best tailgate down here around the Tate Center parking. Y'all want to show me around?
Wait a minute, did you say best tailgate?
Yes, sir.
Well, you need to go down about a block then. We're going to have fun. What makes this tailgate the best is the folks that we run with.
That's right. I've been doing this for about 30 plus years. Over 30 years getting together.
That's right. In this spot. Here supporting the Bulldogs.
In this parking lot. Before that building was even there, we were parking here.
Well, y'all show me what we're eating today.
I want to talk a little bit about the M&Ms. And these are kind of my tailgate specialty, the M&Ms. Try one. What I do with those is pretty interesting.
Tastes like a barbecue sandwich.
There you go. Everything here tastes like a barbecue sandwich.
I'm getting thirsty now. You got plenty to drink?
We have plenty to drink. See all those coolers? Help yourself.
You got 7 coolers. How many's full of water?
One of them is about 1/3 full of water.
Go Dogs. Hey, man, tell me what your name is.
My name's Craig.
Where are you from?
Atlanta. Atlanta, Georgia.
Somebody hit you in the head and steal your Bulldogs cap?
They did. I'm going to roll with this one, though, for today. I'm going to roll with this one.
Well, I want to wish you the very worst of luck.
I appreciate that very much. I expect nothing else.
All right, Jamie up there for the South Carolina game. He's not going to be in Athens tomorrow, but the Bulldogs are back in action with North Texas visiting Georgia. Now, this is a bit of a break in this brutal Georgia schedule in September. Georgia, by the end of September, will have played 3 top 10 teams, 3 nationally televised games, 3 of the biggest games they'll play all season. Tomorrow, they get a break. North Texas out of Conference USA is not one of the most difficult opponents that the Dogs will play this year. They're a schedule filler, is what you would call them. So this is going to be an opportunity for the Dogs to work on some things. The first 2 weeks has been a mixed bag for Georgia. They made some mistakes, lost at Clemson, played very well at home, and beat South Carolina. So, they've been hanging a lot of points on folks, averaging 34. They've been giving up points too, but it was also valuable this week to have that bye week because it was a chance to rest up, heal up after 2 very draining games to start the season.
If it was the only open date of the year, I'd be concerned to have 10 more to go without a break, but because we have 2 open dates this year, this came at a good time. We had a couple guys banged up in the last game that probably wouldn't have played last week.
I think right now we're pretty much at full strength, so we're feeling good physically, mentally, and we're very rested, and I think we're ready to go.
To her when I tell her. All right. Well, again, not the most difficult game the Dogs will play tomorrow, but still an important one for Georgia fans. They want to see the Dogs put up some points. Cyria's in the crowd sitting by with a Georgia fan right now.
Yeah, Tim, right now I'm joined by Ray Clark. He is a dedicated, loyal Tubbys customer. All right, I have one question for you, Ray. Who are you cheering for this weekend? What teams you got?
Well, I think I like Calvary Cavaliers.
Oh, all right. And at college games?
Well, let's see. Besides, who's playing the Dogs in North Texas State? I think I'd like to see Tech win.
Oh, okay. Thanks a lot, Ray. And coming up on Tailgating with WTOC, I sat down with some experts to find out the keys to hosting the perfect tailgate party.
I was in a car wreck and I got hurt. I was expecting the insurance company to be on my side, but as it turns out, they were only looking out for themselves. That's when I decided to call Ken Nugent.
Insurance companies try to cheat injured people out of the money they deserve over 90% of the time. That's why you need to call me, because they know I can't be pushed around.
Ken got me $300,000.
Now, I can't guarantee you $300,000, but if you've been hurt in a car wreck, call me. One call, that's all.
Important healthcare notice. If people tell you your TV is too loud, or if listening in some environments has become difficult, you are needed to participate in a special program called the 30-Day Challenge. AccuQuest Hearing Centers is seeking 100 people with hearing difficulties to evaluate a new 100% digital, completely invisible hearing aid now being released. To take part in this event, you must call. Please get a pencil and write down the phone number below. 100 people with hearing aids or hearing difficulties are needed to take part in the 30-Day Challenge, evaluating a new high-tech device the size of a pencil eraser. Call the number below. This hearing aid is the world's first invisible in-canal device to feature channel-free hearing technology. Hearing consultations performed at no charge for all qualified callers. Participants will try the new IIC hearing aids for 30 days. Call the number below and take the AccuQuest Hearing 30-day challenge.
A new Carrier heating and air conditioning system from Terrell's Heating and Air can save you money every month, thanks to energy-efficient technology that can help lower your utility bill. Buy a Carrier system now from Terrell's Heating and Air and save up to $17.50 in rebates and tax credits. Turn to the experts at Terrell's Heating and Air at 912-654-4425. That's 912-654-4425. 912-654-4425. License number CN 005610.
Welcome back to Tailgating with WTOC. We are here live at Tubbys at Tank House in Thunderbolt. And you know, it's Friday night high school games going on right now, but tomorrow, college football. And a lot of you are probably preparing your tailgates. So I talked to some experts about what you need to host the perfect tailgate. A successful tailgate involves a variety of key factors. I spoke with Brandy Schappels of AskPatty.com and James Bell with General Motors to pick their brains about hosting the perfect party in the parking lot.
It's all about showing off a little bit and being the king of the asphalt. So you really want to bring as much of the great indoors as you can to the outdoors or to the asphalt. So again, you want to set up a lot of shade, a lot of space for people to kind of congregate. You want to have a lot of different foods available, most of them of the unhealthy sort, because what the heck, it's the weekend, let's have some fun. If you really want to step up your game, get a 50-inch TV like we've got running here, and then connect your PlayStation and play a little Madden 25.
What about the food?
Well, as far as food goes, one of the things I'm definitely recommending is prepare your food ahead of time so that you've got it in resealable, disposable bags. That way, once you get there, you know you have everything you need, and when you're done eating, you can throw all this away.
As for the little ones, who we all know can be picky eaters,
well, if you've got young children, then you already know that you need to plan ahead of time to make sure that you have activities for them and healthy snacks, finger foods.
Another big debate, choosing the right type of grill. While some purists may swear by charcoal, Brandy likes to keep it simple.
For convenience and portability, you want to use one of the disposable propane tanks, and you can buy those at any place where you get camping supplies, and they're not very expensive.
Last but not least, make sure you give your guests something to do before and even during the game.
I think a great idea is to have some diverse activities other than standing around drinking and eating. That's fun, don't get me wrong, but there's some great games you can play.
Right now, I am joined by another dedicated Tubbys customer and tailgating enthusiast, Jeff Bentley. So, Jeff, my question for you, what are your tailgating essentials?
My tailgate essentials are, I always call Rick up here at Tubbys. I usually get a good platter of chicken fingers or buffalo shrimp, and then past that, I always have good friends and some good variety of beer, and it's usually just enjoying the game, and it's all about friendship and good food.
I've seen you come to your tailgates. Sounds like a good time. Thanks a lot, Jeff. All right, Tim, back to you.
All right, well, a little Thursday night tailgating last night as Clemson got their week started early with the game at North Carolina State. It seemed like it was going to be maybe a chance for Taj Boyd to work on his Heisman credentials. Didn't really work out that way, though, because the Tigers really didn't look all that well throughout the entire game. Boyd did finish with decent numbers, 3 touchdown passes, but he struggled early. Whole offense looked a little bit slow compared to how they played against Georgia. Now, Shadrack Thornton from Liberty County had a big night for North Carolina State. And the Wolfpack almost took the lead in this game in the third quarter, had a touchdown run called back on a bad call on the sideline. Then they turned the ball over, Clemson scored, and started to pull away for a 26-14 win that, again, wasn't impressive, but will not hurt their number 3 ranking. So now with Clemson having already played, Georgia playing a non-conference softie, you might say, Georgia Southern off and South Carolina also off, well, it might be the most intriguing team in our area this weekend is Savannah State, because the Tigers are headed down to Miami to take on the Miami Hurricanes. Now, this is another big money game for Miami. They are going to get $375,000 to go down there and play the Hurricanes. If you remember last year, they played 2 games like this to start the season, lost those by a combined 143-0, and Miami is a 60-point favorite going into tomorrow. But coming off a home win last week against Fort Valley, it will be a tough challenge for the Tigers, and it'll be a big stage, a big opportunity, but really, for the Tigers, it's just a build-up to next week and the start of conference play.
Well, I want to know who can step it up to that level. Hopefully we'll have about 5 or 6 or even more to step up to that level of Miami. And if we can do that, then we should be able to go into conference play and do well. Goal of Miami is to show improvement, number one. Number two, we're not going to take a step back to anybody. We're going to try to fight it out and see what happens.
Well, Coach Ernest Wilson has been impressed all week by the Tigers not getting too built up for this game. He says they've been pretty steady, and that's exactly how he wants to see them go into tomorrow's game against Miami. When we come back on Tailgating, we're going to take a look at the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets as they get ready to play their biggest game of the season so far.
Care keeps getting more complicated. Urgent Care 24/7 has your solution. It's simple. We treat you with unsurpassed care in less time with less cost. Pay only for what you need, and you're on your way. Life is 24/7, and so are we.
Going further means to dig deep when you just don't want to dig anymore. Man, at Georgia, we say finish the drill. It's when you push yourself past your limits, because it's not easy. If it was easy, a lot more people would do it.
With innovations like EcoBoost, Ford continues to raise its game to help you go further. Now drive Focus with up to $3,500 cash back or 0 for 60 plus up to $2,500 at your local Ford dealer.
Go Dogs!
Now you can get the taste of buffalo wings without going to a buffalo wing place.
What?
Hand-breaded buffalo chicken tenders, new at Hardee's.
I should be somewhere else. A place where I can be more creative, where I can do what I love to do. A place that never feels like work.
If you imagine yourself in the exciting world of cosmetology, Virginia College gives you real-world experience and career placement services to help get you there. If it's time to change direction, it's time for Virginia College. Visit vc.edu.
Does paying $1,500 a year for access to your concierge doctor make you feel like a VIP? Well, at Urgent Care 24/7, all of our patients are VIPs, and you get to keep your $1,500. Life is 24/7.
Georgia Tech back in action tomorrow after a bit of a layoff a couple weeks ago and then a win against Duke. And Jackets doing all right so far this season.
Yeah, tomorrow really is their time to step up 2-0, playing North Carolina, so it'll definitely be a good game to watch.
Exactly. 1,000 points, 1,000 yards, and 100 points so far in 2 games for the Jackets. And this is the 4th time they are 2-0 in 6 seasons under Paul Johnson. We're going to find out a lot about who they are tomorrow. These are 2 powerful offenses. Defense is still kind of finding their ways. When these teams met last year, Georgia Tech won 68-50. It'll probably be high scoring again tomorrow. So Tech is off to that great start. We're going to see how it goes when the competition takes a step up tomorrow.
North Carolina was preseason picked to be one of the top teams in our division. They got a returning quarterback that's a great player and a good set of skilled guys. Their tight ends are probably as good as anybody in the country. And defensively, they seem to be playing better this year than they did a year ago, running around and making plays. So it'll be a huge challenge for us on Saturday.
A big game for the Jackets tomorrow, and as I said, we are going to find out a little bit more about them this time tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right, and lots of games happening right now. Friday Night Lights coming up next on Tailgate with WTOC. Christina Tuso is going to give us a preview of all the high school games happening in our area.
Visit Statesboro and stay a while.
Woohoo! Visit Statesboro and learn about life on the farm.
Visit Statesboro where country stars are made. Woohoo!
Visit Statesboro and cheer on your team.
Come to Statesboro and tailgate with the Eagles.
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, Flo.
You want to see something cool? Snapshot from Progressive.
My insurance company told me not to talk to people like you.
You always do what they tell you?
No.
Try it and see what your good driving can save you. You don't even have to switch. Unless you're scared.
I'm not scared. You know, we can still see you.
No, you can't.
Pretty sure we can.
Try Snapshot today. No pressure.
These fans got a sneak preview of the new 15-episode thriller, Hostages.
Hold it right there.
It was awesome.
Edge of your seat, action-packed.
It hooked me right away.
Wow. I didn't expect that.
Separate them.
No! It's got Dylan McDermott, Toni Collette. The suspense of it. You have to watch the show. It's amazing.
See it for yourself. Series premieres CBS this Monday.
It's back at Rooms to Go, and now it's even better. For a limited time, choose from 50 great-looking rooms, all under $1,000. Or finance interest-free for $20 a month or less. Living rooms, bedrooms, and dining rooms. 50 different rooms, each under $1,000 or $20 a month or less. How's that for great value? So hurry to Rooms to Go right now and choose from 50 different rooms under $1,000 or finance interest-free $20 a month or less. Only at Rooms to Go.
Well, you can expect a playoff atmosphere tonight as two state heavyweights face off at T.A. Wright Stadium. BC and Vidalia, they are both undefeated and ranked in the top 10 in Class 2A. The Cadets defense ranked number 1 in the state in points allowed, while Vidalia comes in at number 3. The Indians have dominated the region, winning 12 straight region games dating back to 2011. Then we turn our attention to Bryan County as they continue to prove that they have a lethal offense. Last week against Jeff Davis, the Redskins ran for 251 yards, averaging close to 6 yards a carry. The running game is, of course, led by senior running back Nick Scott. The undefeated Redskins will aim to keep a perfect record tonight at McIntosh County Academy. And the Gators of Ware County are in the hunt to defend last year's title as Region 3 5A champs. They traveled to Savannah to take on Jenkins. Tim Adams' Warriors are in 4th place, while the Gators are in 2nd. This is the second time that these schools have met, with Ware County winning by 49-6 margin last year. And also Metter looking to bounce back after being served their first loss of the season last week when they were dismissed by the BC Cadets 42-7. They're hoping to turn things around against Toombs County tonight. You can catch all these games and so much more right here on WTOC for the End Zone at 11:30. Back to you guys.
All right, I know I'm going to be getting home to watch the End Zone tonight right after the news. And then tomorrow, the SEC Game of the Week right here on WTOC, Tennessee at Florida, 3:30. You know, a lot of people getting quick to write off Florida after that loss at Miami. I'm not ready to do that. I think they're going to be fine.
Not so
Not so
fast.
That's right.
Well, you know, it was a great night out here. We had the music playing, great weather, lots of people having a good time.
Getting ready for another great week of college football.
That's right.
Georgia's got North Texas tomorrow. Maybe not the hardest game on their schedule, but still an important one. So for everyone here at Tubbys, saying thank you for joining us on Tailgating with WTOC.
Tailgate